The Git series. In this video, I'm going to summarize all the commands, the Git commands that we have used in this entire playlist. And this video is going to help you to revision all the commands that you worked in the entire playlist. And let's see the commands here. Okay, for the first thing, to initialize a Git on a specific folder or a directory, you need to use a Git init to initialize a Git. And the Git status. The Git status will help you what are the changes you made and what are the files are untracked and what the files that you have already added to the staging, and you can see everything over there. The Git status will help you to understand what files are untracked files and what are the files that are staged already and what are the files modified. And the next one is a Git add. This will help you to add your files, whatever the files that you make some changes in your local copy. Using a Git add, you can push them to the stage. You can put them on a stage, and so that you are good to commit. And the Git add will help you to add files to the stage. And the next one is a Git status -s. The difference between the Git status and this Git status -s is in the Git status you would be seeing all the more details, like let's say when the particular specific has been edited or what changes have been made, but you would not be seeing the status, whether that file is a modified or that file is a new file, or it's an addition or a modification or a deletion or some conflict. But whereas in this Git status -s, you can see the file name and the status. If it is a modified, you can see M. If it is a new addition, you can see add. And that is the difference between a Git status and Git status -s. And the next one is a Git log. You can view the logs, like whatever you have performed, and everything will be recorded in a log, and the Git log will help us to view what we have done in the history. Git log -oneline. Git log will give us everything, all the details, and it would be like more details. But whereas in the one line, you can just simply view the commit or what files have made some changes in just one line. You would be able to see all the commits that you have made and what are the actions that you have performed in one line. And the Git diff, it gives you the difference between your current copy with the head is nothing but the latest commit. Whatever you have committed, the latest commit from that point of the code base to the local copy. After the last commit, whatever the changes you made, the difference will be giving you. That is the git diff. And git command -m a message. So once you add your files to the stage, and from the stage using the git commit, you will be committing your changes to the local repository. From your local copy to the stage, that is a git add from the stage to the local repository. That means where your git is initialized by providing some message. That is a git commit. This git config -- global user.name and the user.email. These are the configurations. You need to set your username and the email. They are the git configuration. Once you set that, if you want to verify what is the git configuration you have, you can use a git config -- list. Here you need to remember one thing. When I put -- this is being displayed as a single line, so it should be -- it should not be a line. And the next one, once you have your the local copy, like you have initialized a Git on a folder and you have some files which are being tracked by Git, and now if you want to push them to the remote, you need to add a remote first, only then you can push. To perform this particular command, you need to have an account in the GitHub or any GitHub or a Bitbucket or whatever the storage that we have, and get that Git extension, that repository path, and add a remote to your local directory where you have your Git, and then you can view the Git. What is your Git path is added to push and fetch. And then a Git push origin -u master. So this will help you to push all your changes from your local repository to a remote repository once after you add the remote repository. Okay, first you need to add this and then you need to run this one. All your local changes will be committed to the remote and you would be able to see on the GitHub or a Bitbucket. And now let's go into the git diff-tree -rn commit. So you would be able to see the difference from the current version of the code to the specific commit. If you want to know from the specific commit to the current state what are the differences you made, so you would be able to see. And a git reset. Git reset has three options. One is a hard reset and a mixed reset and a soft reset. Hard reset means, as we have already discussed in the video, it will reset your local copy, local repository, stage and working copy to the head, which means whatever the changes we made on the working copy and the stage and the local repository will be reset to the head, which means to the latest commit we made. Whereas you don't want to lose your working copy changes, the mixed will help you. Git reset hyphen mixed, it just resets a local repository and stays to the head, no changes in the working directory, working copy. And git reset soft, it just resets only a local repository and no changes made to the stage and the working copy. So it will just reset to the head on the local repository, not on your working copy and not on your stage. You will not lose anything in your working copy and the stage. And this is the branching mechanism, like a git branch and branch name. If you want to create a new branch, you can create a git branch, a branch name. And to check out the branch, check out in the sense you are switching from your current branch to the new branch in the sense what you created in the previous line. Git checkout, and whatever the branch you created, provide the branch name and you would be able to switch to that branch. And these two commands can be done together in just a single command, git checkout -b and a branch name. What it does, it creates a branch name, it creates a branch with the provided branch name and it checked out. You will be directly switching to that branch what you created here. And the next one, git branch -hyphen list. You can find all the branches that you have on your repository. And next one is a git push origin -u, a branch name. So you are pushing that specific branch, whatever the changes you made on the branch, you are pushing them to a remote. It is similar to the commit that what we are making, like once after you commit what the changes you are pushing to the remote. It's just a simple command, that git push origin -u and the branch name. The next one is a git merge, and assume this is the branch. Suppose let's say branch 1. You are merging this particular branch 1 to the current branch. So which means, assume you are on a master branch and you are merging this feature 1 branch to the master. Git merge branch 1. So branch 1 will be merged to your master branch. And the git fetch to fetch the remote changes into a local repository. It will not apply the changes in the working copy. Whereas if you do a git pull, it applies the changes in the local copy. Especially when we are doing a git pull, we need to make sure, are we going to bring all the changes into the working copy. The next one is a git rebase master. The rebase the current branch on a master. So which means you have some feature branch which you have created at some specific commit. After that you made some commits to the master and you are rebasing that particular branch on the tip of the master. So you are moving the feature branch to the tip of the master, so you can rebase. And the next one is a git clean. Git git clean will help us to clean the untracked files from the working copy. So git clean -n-d list all the files would delete which are untracked. See, if you are not using hyphen d, just a git clean hyphen n will list you all the files that would delete. You can see what is going to delete, and then you can put hyphen d to delete the files. Sorry, git clean hyphen n hyphen d will list you all the files that are going to delete. To delete the files, you need to use a git clean hyphen f and hyphen d, delete all the files and directories which are untracked. Okay, don't get confused. Git clean hyphen n hyphen d deletes the untracked files, but git clean hyphen f and hyphen d delete all the files and directories which are untracked. And then if the branch is fully merged, okay, these we have already discussed. Sorry, these are like git branch hyphen d and a branch name. If the branch is fully merged, it will delete the branch. Okay, you are trying to deleting a branch. See, git branch hyphen small d is a lowercase d, the branch name. You are trying to delete a branch, and this command, before deleting the branch, it will make sure all the changes you made on your local copy are merged. If not, the branch will not be deleted. Whereas if you put a hyphen capital D, that is an uppercase, so forcefully it will delete irrespective of the merge, whether the changes are being merged or not merged, it will forcefully delete the branch. These are the local branch, removing the branches from your local repository. Whereas if you want to delete a branch from the remote, git push origin hyphen hyphen delete, and you can provide your branch name, so that will delete the remote branch. Okay, this is how you delete a branch from the remote. These are from the local branch deletion. This is a remote branch deletion. They both are two different objects. If you delete in the local branch, it will not delete the remote. You have to delete the both, the remote separately and the local branch separately. And let's look at the git tags. There are two types of tags as we discussed: annotated tag and a lightweight tag. The annotated tag, git tag hyphen a, and you provide some tag name hyphen m, and this is the message that you are giving. But this carries all the details about the tag, like the author name, author email, and details, and the entire the log. So especially when you are going for a public release, we need to use an annotated tag. This lightweight tag, it just carries the name. It will not hold all other information. Okay, the next one is push tag to a remote. Git push origin tag name. So this is how you can push that specific tag, that release point, to the remote. And if you have a multiple tags, and if you want to push all of them with just one command, you can use a git push origin hyphen hyphen tags. So all the commands that you have in your local will be pushed to the remote. And how to delete a local tag: git tag hyphen hyphen delete and the tag name, or you can use a git tag hyphen hyphen d, the tag names, all the tag names that you can provide by giving a space. So you need to use space as a delimiter for all the tags, and everything will be deleted in just one command. In the similar way, you can delete the tags from the remote using these commands. Instead of just a git tag, you just use a git push origin, and the remaining syntax is the same. And once you have assume like you have created a tag, and if you want to check out that specific code version, that what you have on the tag, to a new branch, you want to create a new branch with the some specific tag, so you can use a git checkout hyphen b branch name, and from what tag you are going to create this particular branch, you can provide the tag name. This command will create a branch, and it checks out, and what will be there in that particular branch, the code that you see on this particular release point or the tag name will be there on that branch. And the next one, the last one we have seen, the git stash. Especially this will be helpful when you are working on the multiple branches. And the stash is nothing but the changes that you made on the working copy. You can put them on a stash before you are moving to another branch without losing the changes. The Git Stash, you can create a stash using a Git Stash, but uh, later sometime if you want to understand what changes, that what you pushed, that what you stashed on that particular the stash version, you wouldn't be knowing. So that's why you are using Git Stash save and give a proper name what you are stashing, so that you would be able to retrieve without any confusion after some time. The next one is a Git Stash push -m message file. This is just stashing a file. Instead of stashing all the local changes like every file, you can specify this. You can stash a specific file. You have made some changes on the multiple files and you don't want all of them, but you just need one file what the changes you made before you are moving out from that particular branch. You can stash the specific file using this command git stash push -m message and a specific file. And move on to the git stash -u. This stash untracked files. Because so far whatever the stash that the git stash or git stash save or git stash push, they will be stashed only the files if they are tracked files. If you want to stash an untracked files, untracked in the sense which are not being added, which the git is not tracking them, but they are on the directory where git is initialized. So to stash an untracked files, we need to use a git stash -u. And git stash list all the stashes that you can see how many stashes that you have so far. And then git stash a branch name and stash at the specific index, the stash index, the stash into a branch. You are creating a branch from the specific stash. And the next one is a git stash apply a stash at the stash index. So whenever you want to bring whatever stashed from a specific index to your branch, so you are basically applying the stash into your branch. So apply stash changes into a current working directory without deleting the stash. If you do an apply, your stash changes will come into your copy, but the stash will not be deleted. Whereas if you apply a pop, once the changes being merged are brought into the working copy, the stash will be deleted. And move on to the next one, git stash show stash at the rate stash index. You can see the difference between a stash and a head. Before you are applying or popping the stash changes into your local copy, you would be able to see the difference. You would be able to see uh, what is there in the stash and whether do you want that to be brought into your working copy or not. So you can see the difference and then you can uh, get them, or you can apply them, or you can pop them. And the next command, git stash show -p stash at a specific index. This command will give you it will show you the difference even including the content. Like let's say the previous command will tell you the changes. Okay, this particular file is modified, this thing is modified. Whereas if you use a -p stash at a specific index, you can even see the difference in the content. So what specific line has updated and what has updated, everything can be displayed and you can view everything. And the next one, to drop the stash, you can drop a specific stash or you can drop all the stashes in just one command. You see, git stash drop a stash at the rate specific index, so this will drop that particular or a specific stash. That will not delete all the stashes that you have. You can have n number of stashes created, each will be following with specific index. It starts from 0 1 2 3, it will keep going. To delete one specific stash, you can use this command. You can just drop it, or to delete everything, you can just use a git stash clear, so all the stashes will be deleted. And once you run this, you will not be having anything on the stash. And like let's say if you want to find out an author name or an author email who has done the commits recently and some specific number of commits, assume I've been working on a repository and a few of my colleagues are also working on that. and I would like to know who has done the last 10 commits. You can run this git log hyphen how many number of commits that you want, then hyphen hyphen pretty is equal to format colon, inside the quotation percentage an, it's an author name. So this command lists all the author names who has done the last commits, last 10 commits. If you want to know the email, you can just use, instead of a n, you can use e, so that you can see all the author emails that who has done the commits, the specific number of commits that you are trying to filter. And these are all the different commands that we learned in this entire playlist. I thought this particular video will help you to revision or summarize all the commands. Hope you understand, and please feel free to comment if you have anything. Thanks for watching the video.